Many people get into motorsports for many different reasons, whether it's from a childhood game like Need for Speed, or growing up around cars and racing, or the loving of the competition and the innovation. Racing has something for everyone. For me personally, I've always loved and enjoyed cars. One of my earliest memories was at the Monster Jam show, seeing Gravedigger do backflips and crush cars, or playing the Need for Speed games, which had a very fun vibe and set off a lifelong of nostalgia and memories. The impact that motorsports has on the world goes beyond just cars. It influences art, design, nationalism, media, and cross-cultural connections. Like I previously mentioned, a lot of people have a natural introduction to motorsports, or many people don't know about motorsports at all. Gaming is a very big impact on motorsports introduction in history, but also movies like Fast and Furious or things like that. I wanted to go back to racing games and simulators. On the iRacing official YouTube channel, William Byron speaks about his unique entry into the racing world through the iRacing simulator. I feel like this is fascinating because most people take the traditional route of doing go-karts, and it's a very strict route where they're kind of starting at a young age. You're not just going to go straight from a go-kart to an F1 car. So being able to get that experience online is a very big impact on the world of racing. I think it's a very special cultural. I think it has a very special cultural impact and a tool to allow people to enter directly into the racing world from home. Second, vehicles have developed national identity and world culture. According to the motorsportsuk.org, the UK hosts the largest amount of racing events at almost 5,000 each year. This is an insane amount, and the cultural impact of the country is immense. This goes back to when I mentioned nationalism. A lot of European countries take pride in the history that it has created in this world. Many people get into motorsports for the pure engineering or technology side of things, or people just like, the whole, like it gives a sense of purpose and country pride, especially like in countries like Italy, where Ferrari or Lamborghini has come from, or countries like Spain and France for their amounts of tracks and their historical tracks that they have. Going back into even the United States with the industry, the Ford industry, the early vehicle industry, Chevrolet, that kind of helped build a lot of people's family history and give people the life and build. It was almost as like the lifeblood of America, and that is an undeniable cultural impact. Thirdly, there's something for everyone in design and the design of vehicles. According to slashgear.com, they tell the story of Charles Stuart Rolls and Henry Royce dubbing the iconic Rolls-Royce grill the Pantheon grill, which takes inspiration from ancient Roman architecture and values. Cars are not just something that is built to be functional. They reflect our societal values, they influence our fashion, enable social mobility, or may harm it, and establish symbols of status and freedom. Like cars from the 1950s may have been a lot wider, bigger, like giving that grandiose kind of status, whereas cars nowadays with our compact cars, our more unassuming designs, more mass production, it's kind of quieted down, which I feel like reflects kind of the postmodern society that we live in now. Vehicles cross the line of design, art, and the pinnacle of engineering. Some people are purely into cars just based off of the innovation that it comes with. Cars have always been at the peak of aerodynamics, material sciences, things like that. And just the pop cultural references that it has created, almost conveying a visual language. For me personally, my time in the motorsports world was whenever I owned a motorcycle for about a year. I loved riding that around. I even found myself at multiple ride outs, either with somebody with people doing stunt rides and wheelies, or even more Latin-based communities in Orlando, such as, a more Hispanic moped kind of side. And there's a lot of cool parts of, being a part of the biker community. Like I said, there's something for everyone, either if you love the precision of F1 or the wild chaos of rally car driving. There's basically going to be something for everyone in the racing world. So racing simulators are a big part of it, the national history and identity that they have, and the design and engineering.